Hello and welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we will cover basic Linux terminal commands. I use most of these commands very frequently when I work on Linux OS, and I am going to create a separate playlist for Linux. This will be the first video in that playlist. Also, this playlist will not be just dedicated to Splunk users but to all those who wants to learn Linux, and I'll try to cover as many commands as I can in today's video, and we'll continue and cover the remaining commands in the next video. So let's start with the first command. Our first command for today is pwd. What pwd stands for? Pwd stands for print working directory. It is a shell built-in command that prints the current directory or your current location. The output shows an absolute directory path starting with the root directory with a slash. So let's start our first command. So its general syntax is pwd, all in smalls. Always remember that Linux commands are case sensitive. So you have to make sure that you are writing in smalls, pwd. So if I press enter, you will see that currently your working directory is OPT. Correct? So this is how you can see your current working directory. Now, it's very simple command. So let's move to our next command, that is cd. cd stands for change the directory. This command allows you to change the current working directory, and its syntax is cd space name of the directory. So right now we are under the directory OPT, right? So now if you want to move to any other directory, you just have to write name of that directory and press enter. So now your current working directory is Splunk. If you want to change further your directory, just write cd space bin, enter. Now your current working directory is bin. So this is how you can change your working directory. The Linux cd command offers several ways to navigate and change the working directory using the terminal window. It lets you change directories using relative and absolute paths, and move to parent or root directories, or find the directories with incomplete names. So let's learn how you can change your working directory using absolute path. So for example, you want to go to OPT directory. So you have to mention the absolute path, cd space slash opt slash splunk slash etc. So you used absolute path to change your working directory to etc. Now you can see your working directory is etc. Now if you want to change your directory using a relative path, so you have to mention cd space name of the directory. Let's say users. Press enter. Now you have changed your working directory to users. Correct? So this was absolute path and this is relative path. Correct? Now if you want to move back to your previous working directory, our previous working directory was etc. If you want to move to your previous working directory, you have to use the option cd space hyphen. Now you can see we have moved to our previous working directory, that was etc. Correct? Now if you want to change to the parent of your current working directory, so currently we are in etc and etc's parent directory is Splunk, if you can see here. So you have to use the option cd dot dot, cd space dot dot. Now press enter. Now you can see you have moved to etc's parent directory, that is Splunk. So this is how you can move to a parent directory of your current working directory. Also, there is one more option. Suppose currently, suppose we are in etc right now, cd etc, and if you can see here, suppose we are in etc right now and you want to go to opt directly, directory directly. So how can you go? You have to mention cd space dot dot slash dot dot, enter. Now you moved to opt directly, skipping Splunk directory, correct? So this is how you can skip the directories also. Now if you want to change your working directory to the root directory, you just have to add slash with cd space slash, enter. Now you have moved to the system working directory. It's systems working directory. Now if you want to change back to the home directory, you have to write cd nothing, press enter. Now you have moved to home directory. There is one more option you can use, that is cd with tilde sign. This also will work similarly. Also one more option is there. Suppose we are currently in opt directory, okay, and you want to auto complete the directory's name, then you can do cd, suppose I want to go to Splunk folder, then rather than typing the full name after pressing the S, you just press tab. So this will auto complete the directory name. Press enter. So now you are in Splunk directory. So this is how you can change your directory. And suppose there is a directory and that directory name is with some spaces. Suppose there is a directory with name test space directory, correct? And now if you want to move to that directory, then just make sure that you are putting that directory's name in single quotation. For example, cd space single quote test directory quotes. Now if you press enter, then you will go to test directory. So always make sure if there is a directory which has spaces in its name, then make sure you put quotations and then put the name of directory between those quotations. So this is how we can use cd command, change directory command. Now let's move to other command, which is ls. ls stands for list. This command lists information about directories and any type of files in the working directory. Always remember, ls command works in current working directory, and it's simple. Its syntax is very simple. You just have to write ls. Let's type ls here. ls. So what it will do? It will list all the directories or files which are inside your current working directory Splunk. If we write ls and press enter, you can see the folders or files which are inside the Splunk folder. These are the files, correct? And there are many additional options which you can use with ls command. So first one is ls space hyphen capital F. Always make sure that you are using correct case with your command. If it is asking, if it allows a uppercase, then use uppercase. If it allows a lowercase, then use lowercase. Otherwise your command will not work. Okay, so first option is ls hyphen f. What this command will do, it will add slash at the end of each directory. This command will help you to distinguish directories from files. Correct? So let's run this command. So you can see in the Splunk directory, only share is the directory and readme -splunk.txt is the file, and then this one is also a file. Only share is a directory, that why it is showing up with a backslash. Now you can easily identify that share slash is a directory and others are just files. Okay, and now there is one more option that you can use with ls is ls space hyphen m in lowercase. So when I press enter, you can see when you use minus or hyphen m option with this ls command, the terminal prints out directories and files separated by a comma. So you can see these many files are there in the folder directory Splunk, and they all are comma separated. This one, then this one, and so on. And there is one more option available with ls command is ls space hyphen capital Q. Press enter. This option will add quotation marks to all directories and files. If you can see, HC is under double quotation, FTR is under all the files and directories inside the folder Splunk are now showing up with double quotations. Correct? And now let's move to other options which are available with ls command. There are 3 sorting options available with ls command. First one is ls space hyphen r in small case. If you press enter, what this will do? This sort directories and files in reverse order. Correct? It will sort your files and directories in the reverse order. And then there is one more option, ls hyphen t. Press enter. This option sort directories and files by time and date of creation or date and time of modification. And there is one more option called ls space hyphen x in capitals. This will sort your directories and files alphabetically by entry extension. Let's press this. Now if you can see, they are sorted alphabetically. First B, then E, then F. Correct? Now suppose you have some hidden files in your directory. So if you want to see them, you have to use the option ls space hyphen a in small case. Press enter. So if there will be any hidden file or directory, that will appear with the period sign symbol in front of them. I guess in this folder we do not have any hidden files. So let me see. Let's go to system directory. Let's see if here there is any hidden file or directory. Yes, there are many. Bash underscore logout. This one is a hidden file. It is appearing with the period sign. Bash underscore profile dot bash src. So these are the hidden files. If you want to make them visible, you want to view them, you have to use the option ls hyphen ls space hyphen a. Okay, now let's move to our next command, which is mkdir. Mkdir stands for make directory. The mkdir command in Linux allows users to create or make new directories. And with this command, you can also set permissions, and also you can create multiple directories at once. And its syntax is, let's move to opt directory first. Now let's try to create a directory here under opt. So the syntax is mkdir space name of the directory. Let's give it name test directory. Now let's press enter. Now if you want to see if this uh, directory has been created or not, just list ls, enter. Now you can see under the opt directory there are 3 files: Splunk, this one, and the one we just created, test directory. Correct? Now if you want to create multiple directories at once, so let's create multiple directory at once. So syntax is mkdir space, let's give multiple directories names at once. So we are creating multiple directory at once: test1, test2, test3. Let's press enter. Now this directory has been created, and if you want to see, just list them. Now you can see we created 3 directories simultaneously: test1, 2, and 3. Now if you want to create parent directories, that means building a structure with multiple subdirectories, correct? And for this we have to use the option -p. When you use -p option, this makes sure that mkdir adds any missing parent directories in the process. Let's try to understand this with an example. So currently we are in opt folder. Let's try to create a parent directory, mkdir. Now you have to use the option -p, p in smalls. Let's try to create a parent directory first. First directory, then slash, second directory, slash, third directory. Now let's press enter. So I have created a parent directory first dir, which has a child directory second dir. Now second dir is parent directory to its child directory third dir. Now if you want to list, use ls lrt. Now you can see I have created a parent directory called first dir. Now if you want to see the contents of first dir, let's change our current working directory to first dir first, fir tab, enter. Now if you want to see its content, ls hyphen lrt, enter. Now this first directory has the child directory inside it, second dir. Now if I go to second dir as tab, enter. Now if I list here, it has third dir child directory. So what we did in this process, we created a parent directory first dir first directory, and this has a child directory second dir, which is parent to third dir. So at once we created a parent directory, first dir with a child, and then further a child directory. So this is how you can make parent directories, correct? Now, how to set permissions when making a directory? Permissions means read, write, and execute. There are three permissions which you can set while creating a directory. And to add read, write, and execute permissions for all users, what we can do, what we have to do, you have to do mkdir. Currently, we are under a directory called second dir, correct? So we are creating a directory inside it and trying to give it permissions. So we have to write mkdir space hyphen m 777. 777 is code for all users. So mine hyphen m 777 space, let's create a dummy directory. Enter. So we have created a directory called dummy dir which has read, write, and execute permissions. If you want to see, let's list it ls lrt. Now you have created a dummy directory which has rights of read, write, and execute, correct? So this is how you can give permissions to a directory. Okay, now how to verify directories? When executing mkdir commands, there is no feedback for successful operations, right? When you execute a command mkdir space name of directory, you don't get any feedback that the operation was successful. To see the details of the mkdir process, you just have to append -v option. Let me show you. Let's try to create a directory mkdir abc. If I create this directory here, you are not getting any feedback if this directory has been created or not. You have to list it to see if that directory has been created or not. So you can see abc, but you have to use the command list to see if it has been created or not. But if you want a feedback while creating the directory, if the operation was successful or not, you have to append option -v. So let's do it. mkdir space -v xyz. So we are trying to create a directory name xyz and want to see if the process was successful or not. If we click enter, now you are getting the feedback. mkdir created a directory xyz. So this is how you can verify and get feedback if the operation was successful or not. So now we learned how to create a directory, how to give it permissions, and how to create many directories at once. Also how to create a parent directory. Now let's move to how to remove directories. So for this, there are two commands in Linux that you can use to remove a directory. First one is rm. Rm stands for remove, and you using rm command you remove complete directories including subdirectories and files, correct? And the second command is rmdir. Rmdir command removes empty directories. Okay, and it is important to note that rm and rmdir commands permanently remove directories without moving them to the trash directory. This means that you cannot restore a directory removed using these commands. They will be permanently removed, no restoring back. So let's learn about these two commands now. So first we will learn rm command. Rm all in smalls and then space name of the, okay, first there are many options available with rm command and you have to use those options while removing a directory, otherwise you will get an error. If you want to see, let's try to remove the directory xyz which we just created. If I write xyz and press enter, it says cannot remove xyz, right? So you have to mention the available options with rm command. So first option is hyphen f in smalls. What will this do? Hyphen f forces the removal of all the files or directories without the prompt. That means it is not going to ask you, do you want to remove this file? It will just remove it silently. So let's do it. Let's try to remove xyz directory. So rm hyphen f xyz. Enter. We are getting some error. Let me see. Let me check. Rm hyphen I XYZ. Let me check why there is the issue. RM XYZ. RM. Let me list out. Yeah, it has been removed. That's strange. Okay, let's try again. RM hyphen space hyphen. Let's use the option R. R removes directories and their content recursively. Recursively means if there are any subdirectories or files inside the directory which you want to remove, that those also will be removed with this action. So rm hyphen r space, let's delete, remove dummy dir, enter. So now it is asking remove directory dummy dir. So press y for yes, enter. So now it has removed dummy dir. If you want to see ls lrt, and you can see now there is no more dummy directory. And if you want to, let's use f option again. Rm r for recursively and f for forced removal. Space, let's remove directory abc, enter. So it has removed directory silently without prompting if you want to remove it or not. If you want to prompt, you have to use rm hyphen r I. Let's remove the directory third dir. Yes, I misspelled third dir, enter. Now you can see it's prompting a question, remove directory third dir. You have to say yes or no. Yes, enter. So now if we do list here, there are no more directories available in your parent directory second dir. Correct? Now let's move to the command. Okay, there are two more options available. One of them is rm space hyphen hyphen glp help. This will help if you need any if you don't know the syntax or you want to know the what other options are available, you can use help option and see what options are available with rm command. Okay, now let's move to the other command, which was rmdir. rmdir. So rmdir commands removes empty directories only, and this commands follows the syntax of rmdir space space again options. There are many options available with this. Let's try to run this command without any option first. So there are no more directories available in second dir, so let's go to its parent directory, that is first dir. So in first dir we have a directory called second dir. So let's try to remove this empty directory. So what we have to do, rmdir space, let's use it without any option first, second tab, enter. It has removed the second directory because it does not need any options with it, because it's empty. You need not to do any actions on it. So now if we list what are the files and directories inside a first dir, now press enter, total 0, no more directories inside it. So this was our last command for today. We will cover the remaining commands in the next video. I hope this video was helpful, and please do not forget to subscribe the channel and share it with your friends. And if you have any feedback or questions, please leave your message in the comment box, and see you all very soon. Thank you.